There she blows! I see Leviathan about half a mile off to the east.
It's so scary. It's so big.
It's a whale of a tail.
It is a whale of a tail.
Welcome, friends. We're going to be talking about, can you guess? Whales. Whales. They are some of the biggest creatures in the world. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about the largest creature in the world, which is a whale, in just a minute. But it makes me think about a story from the Bible. There's that noise again. I always hear that noise. Do you guys hear that? I have it ringing in my ear. There's a story in the Bible about a whale. At least we think it's about a whale. It's called Jonah. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but this is where God tells Jonah to go do something.
Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh.
Nineveh was a town. And Jonah went, no! And he ran away from God. Well, here's the thing. You can't really run away from God, but Jonah thought he could, so he got on a boat, and the boat was going crazy, and Jonah ends up getting tossed into the water and getting swallowed up by a big fish, which we think is a whale. Now, here's the part. He's inside the whale's tummy for 3 days. He doesn't get eaten up. He's just inside. 3 days. Somebody else was inside something like a tomb for 3 days.
For 3 days?
I know.
know.
Amazing. So while he was inside the belly of the whale, God talked to him, and Jonah was like, I'm so sorry, God, that I told you no. I will do what you want. And so then the whale, this is my favorite part, threw up right onto the beach. Threw him up. And then Jonah went to Nineveh and did what God told him. It's a great story. You should read it sometime. Anyway, we're talking about whales. And the largest animal in the world is
A whale.
a blue whale. Now, there's lots of different kinds of whales, but the blue whale is the biggest. He's 100 feet long.
That's long.
He weighs about 33,000 pounds. That's insane. That's like, I don't know, 1 billion tons. He weighs a lot. He's about 16 foot tall, which is taller than this ceiling and a little bit more.
Whoa.
He's pretty big.
That's big.
Now, it's hard to imagine in your brain how big that is. So here's the deal, Steele. In your packet, you got some chalk. It might be blue like this one. I don't know what color you get. We just put chalk into the packets. It might be yellow, it might be pink. I don't know. You get a color. You are going to go measure out 100 feet to see how long that is. Now, if you're a lucky duck, you might be able to find a parking lot where no traffic is, and you can not only draw 100 feet long, you could draw 16 feet tall, and you could draw a whole entire whale in the parking lot.
Wow. That's going to be a big feat to
I
do.
think you're going to see how big it actually is, especially if one person is standing at the head and one person is 100 feet away at the tail. You'll get to see how tall, how long a whale is.
Very cool.
Use your chalk. You'll need a tape measure, which you have at home, I hope. Now, if you can't go to a parking lot, you could do this in front of your house on the sidewalk. You just won't be able to do it 16 feet tall, because then you'd be out in the street, and that's not safe. So just do the 100 feet long part. Take a picture. See how long you are far away from the camera.
Wow.
And let's see how it looks.
Very cool.
Okay.
That sounds like an exciting activity to do.
I hope it is.
Do we have an art project that goes along with this?
We do. We have something called origami. Now,
Origami.
some of you may know what origami is, but it's when you take paper and you fold it to make things. And I folded some paper to make this adorable little whale. Now,
Very cute.
that's the mommy whale, because guess what? We want to make a little tiny baby whale.
Is that all out of one piece of paper?
It is all out of one piece of paper. Actually, I think you could make a second baby whale, too. I think you can make 2 out of the scrap paper.
That's exciting. You can make a family.
You could. Do you know when whales are together, it's called a pod?
Oh,
They swim in a pod.
very cool.
Yes.
Is this a pod that we have here?
Maybe we're in a teacher pod,
We
a
could be
professor pod.
Professor pod.
A professor pod. Now, you're going to get a piece of paper in your packet that looks like this, kind of swirly blue and white, and that's what you're going to use to make your whale. Now, I'm not going to show you how to make the whale, because right below in the links, there's a link to show you step by step how to do it. But I want to tell you some important things about doing origami, because not only are you going to make a whale with origami, We're gonna make something else in the next video with origami that hops.
Ooh, it
That's your
hops.
hint. It hops. It's very
Do
hoppy.
whales hop?
Whales, well, whales can do something called breaching.
Ooh.
They kind of hop
They
in the
can
water.
Out of the
You
water.
know, turn.
Whoosh.
Anyway,
I'm
let me
gonna-
show you some fun things about the paper that you really need to know when you're doing origami.
I'm gonna zoom down here.
Here we
so
go.
We can see.
It helps if you're on a hard surface. Now, it's important that when you're folding paper, you make the edges touch. You don't want to just fold it and have it kind of all crazy. You want the edges to kiss. So I'm making my edges kiss. Oop, you're not being cooperative, little corner. And when I press down, I really want strong fingers. So I'm pressing as hard as I can with my finger to make a really strong crease. Do you see how my paper, it's all even on the edge? Now, there's a flappy part here I don't need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it over so the flappy part's on top, and I'm going to make it go right where the edge is. Did you hear me press that down? I'm really pressing down so it makes a crease. Now I'm gonna take this piece off, so I really want the crease to be creasy.
Creasy.
I don't think that's a
Is
word.
that a word?
So I'm gonna turn it over and press it the other way a couple of times. Now you could use scissors for this part, but maybe you can have an adult help you, because if you go really slowly, the first part is always the trickiest. You can tear this off and it'll tear right across the crease.
That's so cool.
Now don't throw this part out. This is the part that'll make the babies. And you do the same thing. You just fold it and make that little triangle part and fold this part off and rip that off, and you can do that part. But then you get a piece of paper that's a square.
Awesome.
So if you start out with your square, follow that video link and it'll show you step by step how to fold it. It's kind of an easy one. You just have to remember to make the sides touch and really press down in the creases. If it gets a little confusing, you can go back and watch the video part about how to make it again. You can also press the pause button after each step so you make sure you get it. And then you get this lovely whale. It can even stand up.
Very
Dun, 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 dun.
cool. Very awesome. Awesome. Okay, so that's the fun activities that we have for today.
We do. We have drawing a whale, making an origami whale. There's some videos below.
Fun videos below.
You get to hear what a whale sounds like underneath the water. It's actually kind of cool. You get to see the whales like swimming and jumping and whirling and breaching and all that kind of stuff. And you get to hear the sound that they make. It's almost soothing, the sound it makes. It
Ooh.
makes you want to take a nap.
Oh.
It's very nice. And there is a story about whale facts. It's kind of interesting. So take a look at what those are.
I'm looking forward to hearing maybe a little bit, or maybe seeing some pictures of some fun activities that you guys are doing. So don't
Yes.
forget to put them in the Google Photos.
We love seeing the stuff that you're doing. It's
We do.
awesome.
We do.
Hope you have a whale of a time.
Awesome. Don't forget to check the links below, and we will see you on Wednesday.
For a very happy time. There's your hint again.
Bye, guys.
See ya.